Hey sports fans, I just want to take a moment to give a big shout out to Thompson Performance. If you're looking to take your game to the next level and prepare for the demands of college athletics, Thompson Performance is the place to be. Their tailored training programs are designed to help athletes like you push past limits and unlock your full potential. You can reach Thompson Performance at their Instagram on screen or click the link down below. Welcome back, sports fans. This is your host, Casey, on the fourth quarter finish, and today I am so happy to be here with Colin Kowatch. He is a 6'3", 200-pound defensive back from Caledonia, and he is the most recent Hillsdale commit. So, thank you so much for coming on, Colin, and I've got so many great questions for you, and I can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, Casey.
Absolutely. So, like I said, along with the new trends I'm starting, let's start with the icebreaker. So, I hear you're a pretty big Lions fan.
Lions fan, ended kind of with a disappointing loss this year to the Commanders. Kudos to them. Good win for the Commanders, but I'm excited for this offseason. Got a new O coordinator. I'm ready to go for this season. Big Lions guy. Got a David Montgomery jersey for Christmas, the all blackout one. Unfortunately, got hurt right when I got it. Probably bad luck, but yeah.
It's those jinxes that'll get you, man. That's always where it gets you. Like, trust me, I've got about 4 Bears jerseys in my closet actually. All of them are gone. Khalil Mack, Kevin White, who I actually had signed the jersey.
Oh,
People don't even remember him because he was out of the league in about 3 years. But you got to be careful with jerseys, man. I'm telling you, there's something weird there with jerseys and play. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, David Montgomery's obviously a beast. Dude's fantastic.
Workhorse, just a workhorse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Byers over there. He's goofy looking guy, or goofy guy, kind of plays around a little bit, but gets on the field and puts that work in.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the mantra they have? Sonic and Knuckles. Like, are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Do I think they pushed it a little bit hard, but I think it's funny. Pretty representative. With him and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's pretty good, pretty cool.
So who do you think wins in a race? Gibbs?
Oh, it's Gibbs all the
Gibbs?
way.
So here's the next one. So Gibbs versus Jameson Williams.
I gotta take J-Mo on that one. Just because he got such a long stride. Once he gets up to that speed, I don't think anybody's catching him. Yeah.
I would probably agree with you that he's got like track speed. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like Gibbs has got football speed, J-Mo's got track speed.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference, obviously again, super happy to have you on here and glad we could talk a little, NFL shop because I'm a student of the game. I love it. So I want to get right into it. Let's talk about Hillsdale. So you committed to Hillsdale recently, and congratulations first off. Just super awesome for you, super proud. And I know there's someone that's gonna be pretty excited to have you there too. I want to know more about the recruitment process for you. So, what did that look like?
So basically, I didn't play a ton my junior year. Didn't have very much film. Playing behind Reed Vogler and Brock Townsend, 2 studs at Caledonia. But kind of that junior year into my senior year, I went to Hillsdale, their honor roll showcase during the summer. I kind of put myself on their radar a little bit during that camp. Went out there and performed. But also I took a visit down there as well during that winter. And had a great visit down there, talked with all the coaches. And, they obviously said, we don't have very much film on you right now. We'd love to get more from you from your senior year. Then didn't do much else with that, at least with Hillsdale or any other school. Went to play my senior year, got some film out to coaches, talked with coaches from Shrine, Kelvin, and Northwood. But Hillsdale, that's the place I wanted to be. I took another visit down there this winter as well, and everything about it it was home for me. Not only just because my brother's there and I heard what he had to say about it, but everything from the coaches, coaching staff, just to the culture they have at Hillsdale. It's where I wanted to be. So yeah.
And I was going to ask about that. So what were your main draws? I mean, obviously, playing with your brother had to have been a big factor, but
yeah,
what was the really the big draw for you?
The big draw, for me at least was the culture and the academic from the academic standpoint. They preach culture over there from you're a student before the athlete, and that they have a very successful program, I guess, for the business school at Hillsdale. They set you up very well for down the road with jobs, internships, stuff such like that, as well as just the brotherhood that the football program has. I talked with a lot of Aiden's buddies as well as people that have been at Hillsdale for years. And just they always preach the brotherhood that you gain from being a football player at Hillsdale, as well as, uh, yeah, just the
That
brotherhood there.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, if you haven't watched Aiden's episode, go watch it because he explains Hillsdale to a T exactly like you did. It's family, it's brotherhood, it's all of that combined into one, as well as the academics. He's pretty smart guy. I would like to say he's going to be a doctor one day or something in the medical field, way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's obviously awesome, and so I wanted to get a little more into that, right? So, playing with your brother, like I said, big factor there. What do you envision for both of your careers now that you're going to get to play with him?
From what I'm hoping, I just want to be able to play at least couple games. Just be not. I mean, working out with him during the summer is going to be amazing. Early morning workouts to pregame with him, but I want to be able to have one experience, at least just both of us being at the field at the same time. If that can happen my freshman year, that would be the greatest thing ever. But for me personally, I hope to just make a legacy there and be able to make an impact there, whether that be on special teams, starting, it kind of depends. But yeah, I hope my biggest goal for me and him to be able to play on the field just one time. That'd be awesome.
Dude, that would be fantastic. Like I said, I already talked to Aiden about it. You guys are going to get, there's going to be some form of, sack fumble, and you're going to be on the field. He's going to be on the field. You guys are going to high five, and it's going to be it's going to go on ESPN top, 50, whatever. It's going to
Yeah.
be on there. So it's going to be really cool. I think that it's definitely going to happen for you both. And, I think there's going to be a little more competition in the weight room, this year coming up, between you and him. I'm sure that you're looking forward to it. I'm sure
Yeah,
he
for
is too.
sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, growing up, we never really got to play with each other. Always competing, but being able to compete, same stuff every day, it'll be pretty fun.
He's coming for you, Aiden. You better be ready, man. You better be ready. So obviously that's so cool. Not really anybody that I know of has gotten to say that. Yeah, I'm going to play with my brother in college.
Mhm.
At least even have the opportunity. So what has Hillsdale really told you about your your future, I guess, as a football player? Obviously coming in as a freshman, there's probably a little conversations about moving you around a few places. So what does that look like?
So what I was told by Hillsdale, so they run three safeties. They run a rover and then they run two high safeties. Basically, what I was told is during the summer camp and into fall camp as well, you're going to be moving around all three. You're going to be playing all three, see where you fit. Uh, but kind of where I was thinking, I'm gonna be probably playing those high safeties. That roll down is more of a strong safety. And obviously, I got a different skill set than some of the other guys at Hillsdale with length that I have compared to maybe some speed or strength that the other guys have. But I think, yeah, just going through that fall camp, being able to move around, see where I fit in, uh, and just working, learning their defense. It's a very complicated defense from what I've heard from my brother. A lot different than high school, obviously, because it's a college. But
Right.
just learning the defense, learning the ins and outs of it, I think that can set me apart. So yeah,
I think yeah, the 6'3" is really going to set you apart from a safety standpoint. I mean, that's just crazy. Like in high school, you know it as well as I do. You don't see 6'3" safeties normally at all. You see,
no,
your standard like my safety my senior year was 6 foot maybe. So like, it's just your length is going to just increase your potential for, I mean, tipped balls, interception. I mean, it gives you a whole unique skill set, like you said. So I'm really encouraged to see what that's going to look like for you. And
yeah.
how do you feel about your speed as well, though? I feel like you've got a unique combination of size and speed that can also help you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one thing I worked on a lot from junior to senior year, trying to increase that speed. I'm not obviously the thickest guy, I'm not the strongest guy out there. So being able to have a bigger frame as well as having speed, be able to cover ground fast, that's kind of a big thing for me. Being able to learn how to use my body, and be able to perform. Yeah.
Yeah, and going into that, so at Caledonia, obviously they have a great athletic program going on right now and workout program. But did you work with anybody outside of Caledonia that really helped improve your career?
Yeah, so I worked with Kyle Thompson at Max Effort. Absolute game changer for me. Strength wise, speed wise, agility wise, everything. He does everything over there. I recommend it for everybody. If you want to go play college athletics, or even if you want to get better in high school, I recommend him 10 times out of 10. Uh, he's helped me not only from just a physical standpoint, but also a mental standpoint, just pushing me to be better every day. Yeah, great dude to be with, great dude to work out with.
Yeah, Kyle is obviously a sponsor of the channel here, a partner I call him. And Kyle, every athlete that's come on from Caledonia talks about Kyle. Kyle is the guy that gets them ready for that next step. And that's fantastic. Like I said, huge shout out to Kyle and Thompson Performance for what they've done for you and your family, as well as so many others in Caledonia. And I cannot wait to see just how much more they can continue to grow. But
Yes.
obviously, great story here about Kyle. Again, another athlete Kyle's involved with. So, getting back now into the Caledonia stuff, because now we've talked about your college career a little bit. I want to go back in the past. Caledonia, right? What does the community and the football program mean to you as a player?
I mean, the community just being able to, especially on game days, being able to see thousands of people at the game every time, it kind of opens your mind and be like, dang, all these people are really here to watch me play. They know you know that they have your back and everything that you do, as well as just the school, and being able to have a new weight room that we got my freshman year. It really changed everything here at Caledonia, as well as the new field that we have. Just being able to see physical, tangible things that the community has basically given money to the football program to be able to succeed has been really awesome.
That's a huge part is that, Caledonia's dumped a good amount of equity, I would say, into the football program and their athletics. And,
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited to see the new stadium because they are
yeah,
rebuilding the Ralph currently.
yep. I
So,
wish they would have done it a year earlier so I could have been there, but I mean,
yeah,
we got new turf, so that was awesome for us. Yeah,
I was going to say, hey, don't complain because I got to play. I mean, I guess I can't complain because I got to play on the grass, which was always really fun. But, the turf looked pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. I've been
yeah,
out there with the youth teams and it looks good to play on. So,
yeah,
yeah, obviously getting back into that, you were there for one of the most packed games I think anybody's ever seen at the Ralph. And I think part of that is why they're doing the stadium reconstruction is the almost 13,000 attendee game Rockford. Take
yeah.
us into what that was like for you to see that many people pack the stadium.
I mean, for me, it was just kind of a surreal feeling walking out, running out of the tunnel, going over to the student sections like we do every time, and just kind of looking out and be like, all these people are here to see us play. Obviously, the game didn't turn out how we wanted to, um, but it was just cool to see how supportive and awesome our community here is at Caledonia, and how even from 4 or 5 years ago, how it is now today, is awesome.
It's really and a big shout out to you guys. I mean, we can talk all day long about what the program has done for the weight training, all that, and that's good stuff. But it starts with the players. You guys have to make that decision to take that next step. And the bell was whatever that saying is. You answered the bell.
Yeah.
That's what they always say. So congrats to you guys and your team, and I'm so excited to see what's coming up next. But obviously, You had a good stretch with Caledonia. So what was it like? Take us through your big moments. There was so many big moments for Caledonia as a program. What are some of your most memorables?
Most memorable, I gotta say number one, playing at the big house my junior year. I got an opportunity to get a lot of playing time during that game. Made a couple plays, had a couple hits across the middle that I won't forget that feeling of getting up and just being able to like get high fiving with the guys around you and just being able to have that moment and be like, I'm playing in Michigan Stadium where guys that I grew up watching played, and being able to play football there is probably one of the coolest moments of my entire life. Being in their locker room to running down through the tunnel, that was amazing.
Man, that must have been electric for you because as it's noted, the Kowatch family is very big Michigan fans. So
Got a
being
little
on that,
Michigan
yeah,
thing right back there,
right
yeah.
there, it's right there. So, that and your family, I'm sure, made the trip over there, during that, and that must have been just so special to feel that.
Yeah, I mean, that was I can't really explain it. Just having we had thousands of people made the trip from Caledonia to come watch us play there was it was just awesome. Yeah,
Dude,
it was really cool.
that's fantastic. Are there any other memorables you have? I mean, there's like I said, there's so many from the big house. There's one I'm sure that you probably remember a little bit. Most people do, but you know, the good old Ford Field game.
Yeah, so I was only a sophomore at that point. I got pulled up as a sophomore to varsity. So I got to experience all the cool things without have to worrying about playing in the game or any of that
Right.
stuff. But playing in Ford Field again, it was almost as cool a moment as Michigan because I was a Detroit fan, grew up a Detroit Lions fan, and just that entire run, everything that we had, the community helped to fund so many things for us, busing, food, meals, hotels that we had to stay at when we were in Detroit. Uh, just seeing all that stuff was just so cool to know that you have people supporting you, and supporting your journey it was a pretty amazing feeling.
Yeah, and not to mention, you actually got a pretty good look at the future Michigan quarterback,
Yeah,
Bryce Underwood. So, how
phenomenal
did
player,
how I was
just
gonna
great.
say, what did you see when you were there of him?
I mean, for me, I was starstruck. I couldn't believe like I was playing against the number one player in the nation. I don't really know how the guys that were playing on the field felt. I bet they were a little, well, we're playing this number one guy, but once you get on the field, you gotta flip a switch and be like, this is just another dude out
Right.
there. But yeah, he tore up our defense a little bit. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he had everything you'd want in a quarter. I mean, size, strength, speed, agility. I mean, it was like watching a gazelle out
Yeah,
there play football. It was just beautiful. Like I don't know how else to explain it. It was crazy. So, good for Michigan.
yes,
Not gonna give him too much props because Stady over here, but he'll be good. He'll be good.
yeah,
Obviously. So, thank you so much for taking us in depth on those Caledonia memories because those obviously hold a special place in your heart as well as our heart in the community. So, really, really proud of you guys for accomplishing all those things. Now, some big news for Caledonia has come out, and I wanted to get a former player's take that has played for him. But Coach Derek Pennington has decided to step down as coach, and obviously, not enough words can be said about what he's done for the program and what he's done for so many athletes in the community. But hats off to Coach P on his next venture, whatever that may be. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what's next for Caledonia. What do you see envisioning happening? Obviously, everybody's got theories out there right now, but I wanted to
yes.
hear what a former player has to think.
I mean, like you said, just kind of reiterate. Obviously, Pennington was a complete culture changer for us. Turned everything around, made us a successful program that we always knew we could have been. But he kind of flipped that switch into making us a very successful program. So I appreciate everything that he did for us. For me personally, maybe a great player, maybe who I am today. But kind of looking forward, who I hope to be the next head coach. I really want our defense coordinator, Coach Bell, to take it. He's the best guy, in my opinion, for the job. He's been in Caledonia for years. He bleeds for this community. He really does. He wants what's best for us. He says that every day. He's like, I always want what's best for you guys. It may not seem that way at sometimes, but he always has the best interest for us. Uh, but yeah, I think Coach Bell should take it if he gets offered the job. Obviously, we got to find offensive coordinator because he's a defensive guy. Um, but yeah, that's who I hope he takes the job. Because I think he can bring that our team to just the next level. Very intense guy, and I love that about him. I hope he can stay in Caledonia, stay with it, and just be able to take that next step to be a head coach.
Yeah, and I would totally agree. Bell brings a fantastic intensity, which when you're playing two-way football, a lot of the times, like Cal is, you gotta bring the intensity to that
Mhm.
program, man. And Pennington, like I said, hats off to him. He did that, and Bell brought that too. So I like Bell. I think Bell obviously would be a great fit, and Bell's a great person and a great person and a great football mind, and so I think he would fit fantastic in that role. So that's where my mind was thinking as well. But it's awesome to hear a former player talk about just where the program might be headed. That's fantastic, and I see a lot of good success coming. I'm sure as you do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my brother Luke's still in the program. He's a sophomore right now, going to his junior year, and I just hope they continue the success that we've had in the past. Uh, and don't I hope they don't think like Pennington leaving, all everything's gonna go bad. Everything's gonna be all right. We're still gonna be successful. We still got to do the same work that we did earlier, if not more. But yeah, I think the program's still in a good place.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say Pennington laid the foundation. It's there. You can knock down the house a million times, but the foundation's there, and that's I think
Mhm.
the big part is he built that foundation really strong.
Yeah.
In going into that, I'm a youth coach, obviously, for Caledonia, and I love it every day. Pennington's offense is actually ran down at our youth programs, which is just crazy. So, I wanted to ask you, youth football, what did that mean to you? What inspirations did you have at that young age?
So growing up, I played three sports. I played baseball, football, and basketball. Always people would ask me, "What's your number one sport? What's your favorite one that you play?" It's always been football. I love everything about it, physicality of it, being able to go out there with your buddies that you play, spend time with in school, and then you just go play a game for 2 hours on a Saturday. Uh, it's been always amazing for me. Number one sport, obviously, like I said before. And growing up, I played quarterback, probably because I was one of the smarter kids on the team, so I would call out the plays. But yeah, I think for me, like our youth program, to see where it was when I was growing up, to see where it is now, it's awesome how our varsity players were involved, and that kind of also was a big thing for me because Burrell, who was before Pennington, he did a great job with that, bringing varsity players to help with U camps, and just being able to see like guys that are way older than me, seeing how they play football and just trying to kind of mirror what they were doing when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Burrell, obviously that was a huge part. Like I said, I played under Burrell and huge respect for him as a man as well in a football mind. And those were big things for me. I always wanted to try to give back to the youth because I know that they're the my time was coming to an end, and everybody's time in high school comes to an end, but what you can do is you can always try to help the youth do what you didn't or get to that next successful stop, whatever it is. And I think that's huge for Caledonia to continue, is just make sure that you're taking care of the youth programs. it,
Yeah.
it makes a big difference. You heard it from you just said it. It's a huge difference maker. But uh last fun question. This is a fun question with youth, but who'd you look up to as a player growing up?
So my guy, it was Denard Robinson from Michigan. Shoelace, as he was called. He always had his shoes untied. I would always look up to him. First year I played tackle football. I was number 16 all the way up until eighth grade. Uh, Always number 16 to mirror what he was doing. I was playing quarterback. I'd try to play like him and make all these cool moves and run really fast. Throw the ball far downfield, as far as I could. But yeah, watching Denard growing up, I had a Denard Robinson jersey that I got from my aunt, um, and just being able to watch him on Saturday and then trying to do the same things that he was doing, uh, yeah, it made me not bet. It made me appreciate the quarterback position more. I guess it's fun watching him. He's electric. just
he
electric
was
to watch.
he was the electric player. And like I always think about it like this, Denard Robinson to me was the people always yell at me about this, but to me he was the first true mobile threat quarterback. Like
Yeah,
I know Johnny, Johnny was there during that time. I mean, Johnny Manziel was there during that time, but Denard Robinson, I mean, man, come on. You can't, you look at that, his tape, it's not even comparable, like
yeah.
truthful. So
One of my favorite player to watch, but just I don't know how you can turn on the or turn on the TV anytime and be able to see that dude making plays all the time. It's awesome.
it was just like watching a human highlight reel, truthfully.
Yeah,
It was just great. So, that's awesome. Obviously, everybody's got to have their inspirations. And, it's great to hear that you've had, such a electric player as your inspiration growing up. So that's really cool. In getting into it, right? So every person and player wants to leave a legacy behind, right? So, Colin, I'm going to ask Colin, what do you want your legacy to be at the end of the day? Whether it's playing, whether it's your professional career, who do you want to be known as?
I mean, I just want to be known as someone who's hardworking. From a young age, my parents instilled that in me. My dad's the hardest working guy I know. Just being able to put your head down and go to work. I think football reiterates that. Football really helped me build that kind of tough skin and be able to, even when it gets hard, you just got to push through, keep working. But also as a person who just does the right things. I know professionally I think it will really help my career. Someone you gotta be known as someone who does the right things, even when no one's looking. But at least from a football perspective, I want to leave a legacy at Hillsdale, whether that be academic or athletically. Uh, but obviously, I want to get a diploma from Hillsdale, and just leave an impact on the football team after I leave. Uh, yeah,
That's fantastic. And that's all a team wants is just someone that cares and bleeds the true football mentality that you do. And obviously your brother has a lot of the same mentality and I can see why, I can see why you guys are both going to be very successful. So I'm ecstatic to see what you two are going to do on the football field together at Hillsdale now. And I'm sure that you're just itching, just can't wait. Like it can't come soon enough.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't wait to go spend time with him on campus. He knows all the intel that where the good spots to eat are, how to get to classes faster. Having a brother there is it's gonna be awesome for me as a freshman. Not having to worry about a lot of that stuff. Yeah,
Just careful. He might give you, what do they call it? A noogie. Yeah, he might give you a noogie,
yeah. He might
once in a while.
see me
But
walking and be like, "Oh, come here." Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
hey, you're still a freshman, man. He's got to still haze you a little bit. Like it's just
That's
part of the
true. That's
game.
true.
But obviously, Colin, that's fantastic, and I'm praying and rooting for you so much in your career. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. It's going to be incredible, and I hope to have you back on. Obviously, I want to follow your career wherever it goes. So, just really huge thanks from me personally.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. And last thing I normally do is I'll let athletes give a shout out. So, is there any shout outs you want to give?
Uh, First shout out, I want to shout out my parents, Dan and Rachel. Just being able to they raised me the right way, taught me everything I know. Hardworking, be respectable, be kind to people. Big shout out to my brother, Aiden. Kind of opening a door for me, being able to get my foot in the door at Hillsdale. Uh, Big shout out to Coach Bell and Coach Pennington, my two guys at Caledonia. Look up to them, respect them. Maybe a better football player who I am today. Final shout out, Coach Kyle again, game changer. Helped me to be bigger, faster, stronger. Three things that everyone wants to be as a football player. But yeah.
Ab- Absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Colin. And like I said, we'll be keeping in touch. Everybody, make sure you follow Colin. I'll be putting his socials in the link down below, as well as I'll probably have it on the screen the entire time. So, just he's an awesome guy. Make sure you follow him, follow his career. It's going to be electric over there at Hillsdale. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye on Hillsdale. They're coming. They're coming for you. I'm telling you. So thanks, Colin.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fourth Quarter Finish podcast. Please like and subscribe. To support the athletes that are featured, check out their personal links down below. Fourth Quarter Finish, hard-hitting takes.